this recipe.
All right. I think this is on. I think this is on. Here we go. Here come some people. Yeah.
I'm in the house where I am.
I'm in the house where I am. Hey guys, I'm in the house where I am. Look at all this stuff. This is amazing. I do need to turn this around. Oh, there we go. So I've never done this before. This is quarantine cooking. Quarantine cooking.
Quarantine cuisine.
Quarantine cuisine. I like that. Quarantine cuisine. So I know that many of you are. I wish we could all talk to each other. You're sending. Oh, there's Guy Osiri. What's up, Guy? Hope you are washing your hands because I know you normally don't. This is great. So I've never done this before. I've live streamed maybe 2 or 3 times ever. I think mostly out of insecurity. It's weird. It's weird to assume anybody wants to watch you do much of anything. Feels a little narcissistic, but I'm over it. So we're going to do a little cooking show here, Quarantine Cuisine, brought to you by yours truly. We're making 2 dishes. The world's greatest Caesar salad, which I actually do believe this is the best Caesar salad on earth. I don't know if you can hear it. We have some jazz playing in the background. It's the Dave Brubeck. People who if you can hear it and you want to know what it is, it's the Dave Brubeck radio setting on Spotify. Super calming. I work on all kinds of non-jazz every day, and so I actually like to listen to jazz a lot more than most people know. So we're making 2 things tonight, and they go together. They complement each other perfectly, I think. One is what I believe to be the world's greatest Caesar salad. I used to wait tables. For years, I waited tables when I was in college, when I was in high school. Pizza. Can you turn it down a little bit? Just a little bit. Dave is getting a little randy. I used to wait tables at Hideaway Pizza in Oklahoma. I waited tables at Joe's Crab Shack. I waited tables at Steak and Ale. I waited tables at Southern Hills. I'm trying to think of any other chains. Nashville, a bunch of different places. Anyway, I like food, and when I'm not doing music, I'm very often cooking. And this Caesar salad, here's the thing about Caesar salads. Caesar salads, when you buy them at most restaurants or diners or airports, whatever, that creamy, super creamy dressing is super bad for you. And you think salad, so you think healthy, but it's actually not healthy at all. It's terrible for you. Like I was in the airport one time at Wolfgang Puck's, the restaurant in the airport, and I was like, oh my God, I need something healthy. I'm just going to grab a Caesar salad from Wolfgang Puck's because I love Caesar salad. And I grabbed it, and as I'm eating it, I'm like, man, this tastes really good. I wonder, like, this is like what, 200 calories, 300 calories? And I flipped it over, and it was like 900 or 1,000, and it was basically like eating the lettuce version of a Chipotle stuffed burrito, i.e. not healthy, not good for you at all. So very, very misleading. This is actually a healthy Caesar salad, or as healthy as you could potentially get. It's super light and like vinegary and tart. And I'm going to show you the ingredients right now. We were just prepping because it occurred to me that this live stream could either be 30 or 40 minutes and actually cool, or take me an hour and a half, because I don't cook really fast and completely suck and waste your time. But here's the cool thing. We're all in this together. Everybody is at home. People are watching the news, freaking out. And we have a nasty virus that's spreading like some weird kind of plague. So fortunately, everybody knows about it now, and everybody is inside. This is way better than 1918 when the Spanish flu kicked in, and we didn't have CNN, and we didn't have Instagram, and we didn't have social media, and people were dropping like flies because nobody knew it was coming. It's like, you couldn't get the news fast enough. Now we all know. I've spent the last 3 days freaking out, and I want to go on the record right now as saying, for anybody who does follow me on Instagram or OneRepublic, I got exposed to coronavirus in London this week, very intensely exposed, if that's the right adjective. A friend of mine came to a show. We just did a little mini tour in Europe, 5 or 6 days, and a friend of mine came to the show and hung out backstage, and then we shared a car together. We went back to the hotel. A bunch of us, like 5 or 6 of us, we all had dinner together, like eating the same pizza and like pouring drinks and all this other stuff. We were together for like 6 hours. And then the next day, he ended up in the hospital with coronavirus. He tested positive, and he's still very sick. So as I was landing in LAX, I get the text message. It's like, mate, you need to go straight to the hospital, get the doctor, blah, 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 get the test. So it's not really how he sounds, but that's how I imagine it. So he texted me. So I went straight to my doctor, and we got tested, and we're awaiting everybody's tests right now, the test results. But just in case we were carrying, we went straight back to the studio, which happened to be in LA. I didn't get to go home. So I've been away from my family, my wife and my kids, for almost 3 weeks now, which sucks. After a 2-week tour in Europe, you're dying to get home and see your family, and I haven't seen them in going on 3 weeks now, because the second I landed, I found out that I might be contagious. I'm considered high risk or high probability and very, very high exposure. So I actually know 3 people at this point that have coronavirus. I know one that I won't say who they are, but I will say it is a serious disease or a serious virus. I know one person that is currently on life support who has coronavirus and is in the ICU. It's very, very touch and go. I know another guy that's still sick after 6 days, fever, can't get out of bed. And then I know another guy that had it and it lasted 2 or 3 days and it felt like a cold and it was gone. So everything in between, it really does, it's nasty. 12 to 24 times more deadly than the average flu. And I think social distancing is important. And the fact that you are all watching this, provided you are not at a packed Starbucks or restaurant somewhere, is pretty cool. That's Tyler in the back.
What's up, boys and girls?
What's up, everything? The first thing we're going to do is what?
Shrimp Bruno.
Yeah. But what are you doing now?
Washing my hands.
Washing those hands. That's the first thing we're going to do.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Till the skin falls off. All right. I'm going to flip this. All right. So this is the setup for the Caesar salad. Super delicious, super light. This is the setup for the shrimp Bruno. Well, yeah. We got some butter. We got some lemon. Got 2 eggs, which we're going to use just as coating. We've got, actually, you know what? We have the coating right there. These were props. I'm prepared. These can go back in the fridge.
Yeah.
We got flour. We have a pot of water that's boiling. We might need to add more water to that, actually. Add more water to that pot so the egg doesn't crack. And we have the shrimp. Flour, cause, and the white wine. And the very, very important olive oil. All right, so I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Tyler, you want to take this over? Let's get this.
Show us that hand washing technique.
Look at this. I'm going to turn it to hot.
Antibacterial.
Antibacterial. Man, look at this. You see the technique? You want to go between all the fingers like this. I like to do this little thing. It's really weird. It's like, hey, what's up, bro? I don't know. Clean hands? I do that little thing right there. And because we are preserving paper towels, and apparently, based on the internet and social media, I might need this paper towel for other things, because other things have run out at every grocery store. And you know what I'm talking about.
Willet Brian is asking, where are the beans?
Where are the beans? The beans are coming, my friend. With any luck, this meal will knock us out. And we'd like to answer some questions, too, while we're doing this. If you have random questions, anytime. So we're making this up as we go.
If you have any questions, drop it in the little comment box down there. I'll shout them out.
My hands are clean now. I'm not going to touch my face. And what do I need to do here? Here, come over here, Tyler. So here's what we got. And I'm going to post all these recipes afterwards. We got some chopped romaine lettuce. It's been cleaned. For the Caesar salad, these are the ingredients. Anchovy paste, just a little bit of that, the equivalent of like 3 sliced anchovies. Worcestershire, nobody knows actually how to say that. Salt, pepper, mashed or minced garlic. I use fresh garlic, but for the purposes of this show, I don't want you to watch me slicing garlic. That takes forever. I'm using minced garlic. Super, super hot horseradish. And I like to use Caesar croutons. These things are the jam. They're incredible. Okay.
Well, we got to heat up some oil for the
shrimp bruno.
Bruno.
Okay, so watch this. Here's how we do the coating. If y'all get bored, you know what? Suck it up. You got nothing going on. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, so we have our flour with cracked black pepper, and we have the egg yolk and egg white mixed together. If you want it to be extra light and not taste as good and be less calories, just do the egg whites. Let's move this over here. Just leave that boiling. Don't heat that up quite yet.
Got it.
Okay. I like to use 2 forks. I made this for years, and okay. So I'm gonna spill the beans on it. You guys want to know?
We'll go overhead there.
The Caesar is a variation on a salad that was made at Steak and Ale, which is a fabulous steak restaurant in the South and the Midwest, especially in Oklahoma. That used to be there, and it's like a version of that. And I was a waiter at Steak and Ale. So the shrimp bruno, this is actually like a modified version of an appetizer dish that's made at the Palm. That's Palm restaurant. It's the best thing on the menu. It's the best thing on the appetizer menu. Order it next time you're there. I like to use these to keep my hands as clean as possible and not have tons of mess. Here's another fast fact. This is the first time I've ever cooked in this kitchen because this is a recording studio. So.
Hey, at Robin Your Thoughts asks, can Ryan sing some Didn't I bars while cooking?
Didn't I love you? Didn't we try? Cause I know that I still care for you. Didn't we say goodbye? There we go. Okay, we're gonna get to it. So, this is doing a flour dip and then an egg wash. This is technically dredging in flour, or this is the technical term. Is supposed to dredge the shrimp in flour. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Get this fork out of here, and then I'm gonna plate it right here. I'm gonna toss them in first. Boom. 1, 2. I'll do 3 at a time.
That's some major pro technique with the double fork.
You like how I do that? See that? Boom. Ready? Major pro. Okay. Rotate these a couple times in the egg wash. That is some mad technique right there. Yes. Look at that. So this is about maybe 6 months ago, I stopped eating red meat and chicken and pork and most animal protein like 6 days a week. You know, Paul McCartney, 2 years ago I was lucky enough to work on Paul McCartney's album and write and produce 3 songs on his most recent album. And when I was in the UK with him, after like the second day of recording, he's a very famous vegetarian, as you well know. He invented the phrase meatless Mondays. And as I was recording with him, he kept trying to talk to me about being a vegetarian. And I was like, man, I don't know. I'm from Oklahoma. We eat, like, meat is, like, on the food pyramid, at the very top of it is a double cheeseburger in Oklahoma. So I was very, very reluctant. Watch this. Need to itch your face. Here's a new technique right there. Don't touch that face. Ever since all the stats came out from coronavirus, you touch your face 3,000 times a day. That is insane. So, anyway, I digress. McCartney, Sir Paul, after 2 days of working together and watching him eat these bagel sandwiches every day for lunch, he would have, it's nothing fancy. I mean, he can afford anything, but he didn't have anything fancy. He had this vegetarian toasted bagel with, it had, what's the yeast spread that is in the UK? What's it called? Not Vita.
Vegemite?
Vegemite. Yeah, Vegemite. It was either Marmite or
Marmite or
Vegemite. It was
Vegemite,
Marmite.
yeah.
I think it was Marmite. And he would smear this toasted bagel with Marmite and then put a bunch of hummus on it and then tomato, lettuce, slice of cheese, and pickle, like sweet pickles, something like that. And I thought that was the strangest thing. Every single day he was eating this. And apparently he eats it 7 days a week for lunch. That's what he has every day for lunch. So finally on the last day, he talked me into it and trying it. And then I kind of actually loved it and came back to the studio. And the first time I had it actually was right after we finished recording. I came back here and made it for myself. And it was absolutely mad delicious. And then I watched that documentary. I had been thinking about going vegetarian for a while. Or trying it. As I'm saying, well, when I say vegetarian, by the way, I mean pescatarian. I'm making shrimp right now, so let's not convolute what I'm talking about. I'm using the wrong term. Pescatarian, which means you eat fish, anything seafood, but you're not eating red meat, chicken, pork, things like that. Anyway, I came back, and that lasted. Me trying to be vegetarian lasted all of about 24 hours, and then. I kept thinking about it for months and months, actually for the last 2 years, just about how problematic the fact that we consume animals at the rate that we do is. And my wife is a vegetarian and has been for years. And like the thought of meat at this point disgusts her. And, but then I was battling my inner Oklahoma, like meat eating crazy person. And then I finally saw that movie like everybody else did. And I'm a sucker for a good documentary. What's that movie called? The
Game Changers?
Game Changers, thank you. I saw Game Changers, and I'm not afraid to admit it, but I was like looking for a reason to actually do it, and then I saw that movie, and I was like, I'm out. I don't need any more meat. And the way it works out though, for people who are considering doing that, going pescatarian or vegan or vegetarian, I didn't want to make it just like a thing where I just never eat meat again, because I know me, I'll end up like on tour somewhere in Asia or anywhere, and sometimes it's not possible to go completely meatless. And so it ends up being about 6 days a week that I don't eat meat, and I actually feel better. I dropped a little weight, kept it off. I feel great. That's it. That's my whole story. Do what you want to do. I don't care.
Hey, quick aside.
Yeah.
At Collier in Color asks, what is a recently released song that you wished you wrote?
Recently released song that I wish I wrote? Recently released song that I wish I wrote. As I'm touching my face. Let me think about that. In the past year, God. I can think of some. All right, well, I'm not going to say recently released because there's like too much music. There's 40,000 songs a day now, so it's all just like coming at you from every streaming service in the world. So there's actually too much music. So I would say in the last like 5 or 6 years, I know a song that I reference a lot is Gautier, Somebody I Used to Know. That's, I think, one of the most perfectly written songs in the last decade. I wish I wrote that. Locked Out of Heaven, which is, I know, a while back. I wish I wrote that. I would say, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know why that's so hard. I'm going to keep thinking about that, because now that I'm listening to this jazz music, it's hard for me to think about songs when I'm listening to something else. But I know there's at least one song a year. There's at least, no, there's more than that. There's probably 2 songs a year that I wish I wrote. Oh, I know. Circles, Post Malone. That song is perfect. And funny enough, my buddies Billy Walsh and Louis Bell did write that. But the one I'm the most jealous of, I just thought of it. The song I'm the most jealous of that I wish I wrote in the last, let's say, 18 months, 2 years, is Sunflower. That's it. That song is and when I'm set this, I love that song. Alright, so I'm gonna ditch that. I'm gonna dump some of this flour.
Prawn cam.
Any more questions? Throw them at me. That's actually easier for me. Feed me this is the first
Yeah.
time I've ever done this.
No, this is great.
I've never done this. So
What song are your kids singing nonstop?
I mean, they sing a lot of the stuff that I work on. So New One Republic.
So they might have a line on some of the best unreleased music.
They have the best unreleased playlist. They got they hear all the stuff early, so they're requesting songs that like people haven't put out yet. Like if I'm working with, I play them everything. So like Sam Smith stuff and Miley and One Republic and Jonas Brothers, and it's like kind of all over the map. I'm trying to think. Most recently, their favorite song. I hate this is shameful, but it's One Republic stuff. It's stuff that we're working on for the new album, which I think most kids, which is what you want to hear. You don't want me to be like, oh, actually, their favorite song is Sunflower, but basically, Sunflower is their favorite song. Okay, so we have this boiling.
While we're getting into this, hit me with more questions, and I'll feed them to Ryan.
All right, you got to keep the water boiling. You keep boiling it, and then it keeps burning off. Okay, so we have our shrimp ready. Check that out. Okay, so here's the basic components of what's going to go into this. We've got butter. We've got olive oil. I think we might have a little canola oil. I got to look for it. I thought we bought some the other day.
Oh yeah, that's in the.
Is it in there?
Yeah.
Okay, where is it? Oh, it's in the pan. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We already have the oil. Okay, butter, lemon, Grey Poupon, garlic. We already have it peppered. Add a little salt right now. We can get this going. This is fabulous, y'all. This is just fabulous. Caesar.
At Denna B722 asks, what comes first for you, the music or the lyrics?
The shrimp.
The shrimp. Proms come first.
What comes first, the music or the lyrics? The music. Occasionally, a song title will come to me first. Like, it all depends. I might be talking to somebody or in the traveling or something, and I'll have a concept, and I'll kind of write it down. I'll just write it down on my phone, put it in the notes, and then save it. But typically it goes music, melody, lyric. That's the order that most songs happen in, and maybe 20% of the time it's lyric or concept first. Be like, I have this crazy concept. It depends also on who you're writing for and what you're writing on and who you're writing with. So for instance, in Nashville, country music, when I do country sessions, which I've been doing a lot more lately, it comes down to, I would say, 90% of all country sessions start with a concept. So it's technically you'd say lyric first. Like I have a single out right now on Thomas Rhett. Thomas Rhett featuring John Party, Beer Can't Fix. And that's turning into a bit of a smash in country right now. And that song was me and Thomas Rhett and Julian Bonetta and one of my writers, Zach Skelton. We were all sitting around in my studio just talking and having a conversation, and I don't even remember who said it first, but the joke was, man, and I don't know why I'm using Thomas TR's accent, but it was like, man, the thing is, there ain't nothing a beer can't fix. And then we were like, that's the song, that's the title, let's write that. We wrote it kind of it started as a joke, and then it turned into a real song. And for all you that are streaming from around the world, you're like, what is country music? You can Google it, and and then check it out. And then you'll know exactly what country music is. And you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Country fans out there, get yourself some TR. Nothing a beer can't fix. All right.
Shrimp time.
Shrimp time. It's time to do the shrimp. So, let's see here. We got our white wine. Well, super important. Here, zoom in on this. This is one of the lessons that I've heard from a number of chefs that I'm friends with is don't cook with the wine that you wouldn't drink. So you'll see a recipe and it'll say dry white wine. They always say dry white wine, by the way. They never say like sweet white wine or like whatever else. It's always dry white wine. Well, whatever I'm gonna have with dinner, I open the bottle early, and then this is what I use to cook. So this is my wife's favorite wine, white wine. This is mine. I don't drink red that often because it gives me heartburn. I'm a singer. Having heartburn as a singer sucks. So I do this and I don't get heartburn. And on that note, we should have some wine.
Adam Hess asks, what song on 1R LP5 are you the most excited for people to hear?
I would say we have a song called West Coast, and that would be the one that I'm probably the most excited about.
We've been getting questions about West
It's
Coast.
nuts, yeah. That
People
is
are
on the
asking.
album. It is crazy. I think it's a monster record. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do with West Coast. I'm not going to release it. We're not going to put out West Coast as a single the same day that the World Health Organization acknowledges a global pandemic. That's what we're not going to do, because that's what we did with Didn't I, which I love, and I think that song is one of my favorite songs we've done in a long time, and very sounds like a One Republic song. It's very One Republic-y, whatever that means. It kind of has hints of Apologize and other things we've done. And like the day we drop it, I think we were in London. It comes out at midnight, right? And we're like, yeah, man, it comes out, boom. It's like taking off on iTunes and YouTube and all this stuff. I think it was like 9 hours later. So I wake up in the morning to CNN headlines, BBC, every Al Jazeera, you name it, and it was global pandemic, coronavirus, killing thousands, which isn't funny. I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about the timing of us releasing a single. So for the rest of my life, we're all going to remember this. We're going to remember coronavirus forever, because nothing like this has happened in anybody's lifetime, our parents' lifetime, maybe not even your grandparents' lifetime. But what I will remember forever is the day that we launched Didn't I, which is will be Coronavirus Day for the rest of my life, which is pretty awesome. So cheers to that. Yeah. Okay, let's make some shrimp. I like to make the shrimp first because you can always turn the oven on, keep it warm. If you want to, you can make the salad first, throw it in the fridge, keep it cold. Yeah. This oven sucks, by the way, because it's a robot.
What temperature do you think for keeping the shrimp warm?
Keeping the shrimp warm, ooh, that's gonna cook it all the way. Let's do this. I hate this thing so freaking much, man. This thing sucks.
Let's go low and slow.
Look at this. Look how inefficient this thing is. What is this? What brand is this?
Miele.
I'm not trying to take a shit on the Miele people, but Miele, you make really attractive stuff for kitchens, but you gotta fix this. This thing right here, on the microwave, it doesn't look. It just doesn't. It's not effective. Okay, and then look, I can't even press OK.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Beautiful.
We should probably use all that canola oil, right?
Yeah, this is way too much for this right here, first of all. Wow, that's a lot. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to do this in 2 different pans.
Got it.
I think that's about enough for both. Yeah, I think that's about enough. Okay. I'm gonna set this over here. That's gonna be for what we're gonna put on. This will be for when it's finished. And this is actually gonna go on top of the Caesar salad. Yeah, that's enough. Let's get our forks, 2 more forks.
Let's see. Are you doing any extended deluxe LP5 versions? Will there be extra goodies?
Yes, there will. We are doing a deluxe version. Every time we try to get out of doing a deluxe album, which has been for 10 years, we tell ourselves we're not going to do it because that's not the point of it. The point is to have, this is the album. And as an artist, it's really hard to do deluxe stuff because you make the thing that is the exact amount of time and the exact body of work that you want. And then like, you always forget, oh yeah, there's the deluxe version. There's the Japanese version. There's the in-store German, like HBE or like Uber Megastore music version that you have to do for every single territory. And it always throws us for a tailspin because we forget we have to do it. And then at the last minute, we're cobbling together 3 or 4 songs. The cool thing about pandemics is time. You have all this extra time on your hands. When we found out that we got exposed to COVID-19, we were about to go home and then go our separate ways. And just the timing of it, we ended up stranded in my studio for 14 days. So we finished 4 songs. Mm-hmm. 4 songs. I've redone the lyrics to 2 songs. I've made them better. We're finishing a song tonight. We have, I think, 9 more days in this studio, which is why after the cooking show tonight, I'm gonna get a lot better at this because I'm not losing my mind, but like, I think to prevent us from losing our mind, we crave human connection and contact. I've been FaceTiming my family a bunch, but it's not the same as being in person. And I think that because we're not doing shows or interacting with people, for me, interacting with a phone, knowing that there are people in like Ireland and New Zealand and all over the world and South America that can watch this, it feels like there's some human connectivity, which I think is cool. And then we have nothing but time because of this virus. So we're gonna bang out 3 or 4 more songs. We do have a deluxe version now. The album will be finished thanks to this pandemic. But our album release date might move. We were going to do the first week of May, and I don't know that we can even do that now because we can't do anything. Well, I was supposed to. What is today? Monday?
Yeah.
I was supposed to co-host the Today Show this Friday. We were going to perform on the Today Show, and I was going to co-host all 3 hours of the Today Show in New York. Canceled. We were doing Ellen Wednesday. Canceled. I was doing like CNBC, all this different stuff because with all the things happening in the world, releasing music now and like promoting new music and being like, hey, listen to my new song, listen to my new album, listen to my new thing. It feels a little weird when people are dying and when everybody's scared to death about this virus. So I'm trying to be sensitive to that. So instead of talking about when we're releasing new music, what we're going to do tomorrow night is we're going to play some music. And I think we might even play a new song tomorrow. 7 p.m. we're going to do a live stream from my studio. Me, Brent, and Tyler. We're going to play some One Republic songs. We're going to play some new One Republic. And we're going to play a couple songs that I've written for other artists that became hit records. And it's going to be cool. Yeah. All right, we're not going to use this. We've got our shrimp over here. We got our mustard. We got our garlic. We got our white wine. Let's make some shrimp.
Let's make some shrimp. At Flying Elf _ asks, can I get a connection?
So you need to check with your local service provider and do a stress test on your Wi-Fi. I'm not sure about your connection or your connectivity or what kind of bandwidth you're operating at, but in theory, if you can afford the monthly premium, you can get a connection. Nice question, _elf. Fantastic. I'm taking my sweet time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw the shrimp out. I'm gonna wash my hands one more time.
Safety first.
Safety first. I'm not wearing any shoes. So, which is, by the way, terribly dangerous. But I'm not having to use any knives. All right, sorry. Let me just back up. I would normally always be wearing shoes. When I'm cooking, always wear shoes, except if you're not using a knife. What's the worst that could happen? I might.
What are you gonna do? Drop a fork on your foot?
Fork on my foot, some boiling water, whatever. It's not gonna do anything. Okay. It's funny, the more wine I drink, the more fun this gets. Isn't that weird? Okay, so let's heat these guys up, which will heat up actually really quickly. And what we're going to do, I can get the fat guy going. There we go. So it's going to go like this. We're going to throw the shrimp on, and for about 2 or 3 minutes. And then we're going to add the garlic, and that's going to kind of get in, meld with the shrimp. Then we're going to take the shrimp off, actually. We're going to leave all that stuff in there. We're going to drain off all but about a tablespoon and a half of the oil, if we even need to drain it off. And then we're going to add the mustard. We're going to add the butter, or we're going to add the butter last. We're going to add the mustard, we're going to add the white wine, then we're going to add the butter. And that's going to create this ridiculous sauce that we then put the shrimp back in the sauce, coat it evenly, throw it on the plate, throw it in the oven, keep it at 125, and we switch over to the Caesar salad. And at some point during this cooking show, because I timed this so perfectly, and I've done this so many times, my assistant Parker is going to show up with Parmesan cheese, because one of the main ingredients of a Caesar salad is Parmesan, and we have none because I forgot. Or did I? I thought I put it on that list. I really did think I put it on that list. All right, wash our hands.
Wash our hands. While you're washing your hands, somebody asks, do you have any songs about social distancing?
Oh my God! I can't believe you asked that. Yes, we do. Wow. Who was that? Who asked that question?
Oh, I have to scroll up. You answer the question and I'll look.
Okay, so we have a song about social distancing. True story.
At Danny Deer 25.
At Danny Deer 25. We have a song about social distancing. I feel like I'm gonna burn myself if I don't set this up properly. Shout out to Il Momento Coffee in Amsterdam. If you live in Holland, go to Cafe Il Momento. Yeah, we have a song about social distancing. And I'm actually finishing the lyrics to it. I mean, we're in a studio and I'm a writer and we're stranded. So we're writing about what we know from the song. Might be still a little too much oil in here. You know what? I'm gonna pour it in this coffee cup. I don't want to mess it up.
Come on, Cam.
This is you know. That's more like it. That's more like it.
That's gonna come in handy later. Not yet.
Yeah, this is for the salad. You have to boil an egg for like a minute.
But the water has to be pre-boiling for 35 minutes minimum.
Minimum. Okay. You need this. You need this. You need this right here.
Lemons, butter.
And I'm really hoping that Parker gets back with the... What I did not get is a splash screen because, again, we're in a recording studio. We don't have splash screens here. Let me see. Hold on. Making this up as I go, folks.
We have a printer in the kitchen, though.
Okay. That shit is popping. Let's turn it down. That's why. On. I think it was just too hot. Here we go. Okay. Nah, don't need it. Sounds like we're making popcorn over here.
Popcorn shrimp.
Shrimp. Shrimp. Sounds like shrimp. Might have had the burner a little too hot. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, so go like this. These suckers are gonna boil up and probably scorch me.
We're back.
And we're back. Here's the garlic. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. See that? Get a spoon. There's so little in this studio that makes sense for cooking. Any more questions? Here we go.
All right. At Carson Giancondo says, it smells good.
What? Got our lemon, got our garlic. Get some shrimps going. Look at this.
Ooh-wee.
Look at this. Shrimp Bruno is alive. Let's see, is that kind of hot enough? Yeah, we're both hot enough. Okay, so this is going to be about 2 to 3 minutes. And I kind of just, I've made this dish so many times, I kind of feel it by gut in terms of flipping it. But you'll see. You'll see. Boom. How's it going out there? Have any questions? How are you doing? I want to know about you. How is coronavirus where you are? What? I feel like you got a bad question.
No, it's just Zach Skelton's spamming the feed.
Great. Thanks, Zach. What's he saying? Is it anything appropriate?
The latest one is show us your gut.
Show us your gut? I don't have a gut, bruh.
We Are Galantis says, yo, 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 looking mad tasty, bruv.
Yo, what's up, bruv? How you doing, man?
Oh, some people were asking about Mad Tasty merch also.
Yes. You can buy Mad Tasty merch at madtasty.com. We're about to release the third flavor. It's called Unicorn Tears. Check this out.
I got it.
Show them the prototype.
While that shrimp's cooking up, we got the prototype. No, that's grapefruit. Oh, here we go. Exclusive Unicorn Tears product sample.
Yeah, product sample. This is insane. This is the best flavor.
Tell them what it tastes like.
So, I don't know if I'm supposed to say what it tastes like quite yet.
Oh, okay. Well, garlic's in, so that's important.
I don't want to tell you what's in it, but I'll say this. For Mad Tasty, as a lot of you know, I'm a big believer in CBD. I don't smoke weed. I don't really do well with marijuana. It doesn't vibe with me. I love the smell of it. People that smoke, that's on you. It just doesn't vibe with me, but CBD I'm a huge believer in and a huge fan of. And so Mad Tasty, 20 milligram CBD. And we spent to answer that question, we spent 6 months developing the third flavor because the first two flavors were actually created by the same woman and team that invented the pumpkin spice latte for Starbucks and nitro cold brew, and they're super genius flavorists or formulists, I think is actually the term. I want to point some attention to what we're doing over here in a second as I'm burning my hands. Okay, so I already added the garlic. It's browning in the oil. Dark brown, which means the heat's probably a little too high. No, it's actually not that high. Turn it down a little bit, which is fine because we're gonna strain all that stuff out. But you just kind of have to feel out when to flip the shrimp, and I just kind of go by gut. Look at that. Look at that. Perfectly golden brown. Look at that. Yeah, we spent 6 months developing the flavor for Unicorn Tears, and it comes out in April.
At Willett Bryan says, can we get clam chowder flavor, please?
Girls! Can we get
clam chowder flavor?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can get that. Whatever you want, girl. It's your world. All right.
That shrimp looks poppin'.
This is my new series, Cooking Together Alone. Yeah, hashtag coronavirus. Is that weird? This dude has? No, that's weird.
That's a little on the nose.
That's 2 on the nose.
Hashtag quarantine cuisine.
Hashtag quarantine cuisine. I like that better. I don't want anybody thinking this will give them COVID-19.
Absolutely not.
Note to self.
At Jesse Cohen says, what's the weirdest thing you've asked your assistant to bring you in the quarantine?
A 70-inch television. Actually, no. What's the weirdest thing?
A second PlayStation 4?
A second PlayStation 4. Yeah, that's the weirdest. So is anybody else, what I want to know is anybody else out there a gamer? Because I'm not a huge gamer, but I used to be. And so now we're way too into gaming like everybody else in the world. Like, I feel like Xbox and Nintendo stock is probably going way up right now. But we went on yesterday and tried to play Call of Duty, and Xbox Live had crashed, and it still has crashed. And to this, we still can't get on the server, which sucks. By the way, not so you just think we're just like being gross. Sorry, I'm gonna get rid of these because you know what? These have raw egg on them, or they did. They have oil and all kinds of junk. So ditch the forks.
Ditch the forks. Lose the temp.
Lose the temp a little bit. So we're gonna drain off. That's probably too hot for me to pick up right now. We're gonna drain off all but one. You can turn that. Yeah, you can. Well, no, it's still sucking up. Let's leave that for a second. So the smoke goes out. We're gonna drain off all but one tablespoon of this oil here in a second. And we're gonna add some white wine, some lemon.
Beautiful.
Some stuff. It's gonna be bomb. Can I touch that? No, it's too hot. Too hot. Let me just grab some big sauce. This is so ghetto the way I'm doing this, by the way. Yeah. Rachel Ray, I am not. I know that much. So I'm gonna drain this into a coffee cup.
Hit us with some questions in the comments while we're doing some minor housekeeping here. What's your favorite breakfast? Says at nor1co_8.
My favorite breakfast is probably, it's changed. When I was younger, I loved huge breakfasts. That was my favorite meal of the day. Now I'm not a big breakfast guy. But if I am going to do breakfast, like if I'm going to do a big breakfast, I don't know why this is all I'm thinking about, but a Belgian waffle with like bacon. Belgian waffle with bacon. And if the Belgian waffle has like toasted pecans or pecans or whatever you say, that's pretty tight too. But Belgian waffles.
Oh, Michael A. Visqz asks who's going to clean up. Brent Kutzel is going to clean up.
Brent Kutzel's going to. Look at this.
He's upstairs.
This is. I'm using all the wrong.
That's a sushi knife.
All the wrong knives in all the wrong places. You know what? Right now it's a butter knife. Let's divide this evenly. Bang. Some butter. Some butter.
Oh, I'm sorry. The name is Noriko.
Some butter. Trash this. Right.
Cautious Clay says Chef Tedder.
Yes, Cautious.
Cautious Clay, one of the best new artists of our generation.
He is one of the best new artists. What did he say though? Cautious Clay. What'd
Cautious
you say,
Clay.
bro?
He said Chef Tedder. Chef Tedder.
Oh, Chef Tedder.
Chef Tedder.
Cautious, what's up, man?
That's Ryan's middle name, actually, not publicly well known. Shout out Cautious Clay.
Cautious, are you? The question is, are you in Brooklyn right now, and what are you eating? All right. Yes, this is looking good. Look at that.
Those knife
That is
skills.
some like Jiro dreams of lemon.
Ryan, do you drink Corona beer?
I drink Corona Light. And yes, we thought about live streaming a concert like 2 weeks ago when this thing started getting serious, but we didn't know how serious it was. We were in Germany or somewhere driving. I had the idea of live streaming a concert, and I felt bad for Corona, the company, the beer, just because they're getting hammered. I don't know if they're selling more or selling less, but I feel like they're getting a bad rep. And we thought we should do a live streaming concert because we had to cancel Italy. By the way, shout out Italy, all of our fans and friends. All of our fans and friends in Italy, I want to say we love you guys and we feel terrible for you. I've been following the Italy statistics on coronavirus more than any other country because it's getting ravaged right now. They had 370 people die yesterday, which is like a World War II number for a day. And I felt terrible about it. We had to cancel Milan at the last minute. We were one of the last bands on tour in the world before this whole thing shut down. And we canceled Milan, which I felt terrible about because Italy is, since the time I was a kid, maybe my favorite country to visit as a child. And the thought of all these people on lockdown there for so long is just absolutely crazy. That said, I had this crazy notion of doing a live streaming concert.
Guys.
Oh, there it is. Thank God. Parker, thank you. Yeah. We couldn't get... All right, so this is breaking all my rules. This will be for the Caesar. This is from Gelson's. Thank you. They didn't have any fresh, did they? He's gone. Parker's gone. All right, so... we're making it up as we go. They're out of fresh Parmesan right now, which is, if that's the worst thing that happens during quarantine, I think that we're doing okay. Every good Caesar is made with Parmesan. I want to give a disclaimer. I've never made this salad without fresh grated Parmesan. I'm doing it tonight, and I'm sorry, but I am.
Clay is holding it down in Brooklyn, and he just ate curry.
Curry, dude, Brooklyn. All right, stay clean. Wash those hands, cautious. All right.
Be cautious.
Be cautious. Cautious. Actually, yeah. That's actually. There's something there. Okay. All right. We don't want to get that too brown, and I'm gonna just combine.
Hey, Brent Kutzel, you should get out of the group chat and get down to the kitchen for the Hanks.
That would be awesome, actually, if Brent Kutzel came down and actually helped us. That'd be cool. Just a thought, Brent.
Legend, Parker, thank you.
All right, Parker, you're on the live stream.
Let's go.
40 minutes and counting.
Yeah, we're just testing this pot right here. All that matters is that you're impressed. That's all that matters.
Look, to the trying our best here, and we're live.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for everybody who stuck around.
We're on the Wi-Fi.
Kitchen.
Stay with me.
Stay with us.
Okay. Damn.
Oh, the people are asking what we're making because some people are just tuning in now.
Oh, you're just tuning in now? Is it on?
It's on. We're good.
Are we where we are?
We are where we are.
This is the house that I'm in. Welcome everyone. Quarantine Cuisine, everybody. I'm your host, the highly underqualified, absolute hack, zero justification for doing this other than I wanted to, and we're making some food. This is shrimp bruno. We're making shrimp bruno, and then we're going to make the Caesar salad is not going to take that long at all. We're going to make the world's greatest Caesar salad. When I say it is the world's greatest, I am a connoisseur of Caesar salads. I've worked at 3 steakhouses, 2 country clubs, 4 hotels. I've had just about every Caesar salad in the world. This is the best Caesar salad I've ever had. And I mean that with 100% zero hyperbole, no exaggeration. It tastes the best, period. After this live stream is done, I'm going to post the recipe for this Caesar. And it says world's greatest Caesar in the thing, because it is. Screenshot that, and you should make this. Okay? Impress everybody. Impress your friends.
Jess.94.02 asks, have you met Billie Eilish?
Yes, in the studio. She sat right there, right over that cello and that couch over there. Her and Phineas. And Phineas and I we've become friends. I'm not as tight with Billy. Not that I'm not tight with her. I think she's awesome. But I now consider Finn a friend. He's wildly talented. I'd say they're equally talented. Billy and Phineas are equally talented. I hope that's not controversial. It probably is to some people, but I think they're equally talented.
Yeah. And we're getting a lot of people asking about the status of your stolen AirPods.
Okay. So my AirPods got stolen while we were in. I infamously have bought like 9 pairs of AirPods, and I'm really absent-minded when it comes to 2 things. The 2 things that I lose the most are AirPods and what is the other thing that I lose the most?
Your memory?
Yeah, my memory right now. I feel like now that I'm on the spot, it's a weird pressure cooker that happens when you're on live stream because you can't edit it. Yeah, no, I lose AirPods. Sunglasses. I lose sunglasses, so I buy. Here's a little known fast fact about me. I buy probably 1 pair of Ray-Bans. I buy a pair of Ray-Bans every month. 1 a month for pretty much 10 years because I wear sunglasses. Don't film that. Don't film that. That is so stupid. That's so stupid. That was Parker's idea.
That's not my idea.
That was Parker's idea.
World, that was not my idea.
Okay, it was Brent's idea. Though. It wasn't Parker's, but it was Brent's. That's true. Well, Brent doesn't know.
Is there a time limit on live streams?
No.
It says 1 minute 46 seconds remaining.
What? Then we just start another one.
Yeah. Hey, so people at home, if we do lose service in 1 minute and 38 seconds, we will just start right back up again. So stay tuned.
Adding the white wine.
Adding the white wine.
Look at this.
That's the leftover oil from the
you've got oil,
shrimp.
You've got butter. You've got Dijon mustard. You've got garlic, fresh garlic. Yeah, the garlic got a little too hot, but it's